Fletcher here, and I am extremely excited to be reading you the start of my brand new book, The Danger Gang, illustrated by the brilliant Shane Devries. It's out on the 1st of October. The Danger Gang is all about Frankie Brown, who has to move house, say goodbye to his best friend Danny, and make new friends. And then one night, there's a strange storm where green lightning strikes the town, transforming his new friends. One by one, they become a little unusual, a little odd, and a little magical. Frankie has always dreamed of being part of an amazing gang like his hero, the super spy Zach Danger. But pretty soon he realizes that there's real danger in store for himself and his new friends. Now, if you're ready, let's meet Frankie. Prologue, the storm. The lightning was green and smelled of poo. I know that might not be the best way to start a book, but it's the truth. Besides, I want you all to know right away that this story is a little bit gross, a little bit strange, a little bit unusual, and it all started on a dark and stormy night. Okay, storms aren't that unusual, but this one was different. Just like the start of this story, it was a little bit gross, a little bit strange, a little bit unusual, and not just because it smelled like a dog's bottom, but because this storm wasn't natural. It happened above a quiet, sleepy street in a quiet, sleepy town. The deep green clouds puffed and swelled angrily like an avalanche in the sky, hiding the stars and blotting out the night, leaving only a tiny gap for the eerie full moon to stare through. Bang! A flash of bright green lit up the darkness, followed by a rather eggy pong wafting across the sleeping houses of Strike Lane. Then came the thunder, rumbling through the sky, followed swiftly by the rain. It poured down in buckets onto the rooftops and gardens, drenching the plants and soaking the socks of the people who'd left their washing on the line, for no one had expected this storm. Flash! Another bolt of green lightning struck, zapping a tall tree, sending sparks showering down over the wet pavement below, electrifying the street. Now, we all know that lightning storms can be scary at the best of times, but if you'd seen this one, you'd have run to your bedroom, buried your head under your pillow, and possibly even done a little wee in your PJs. Don't believe me? Ask Frankie. He was there. He didn't wee in his PJs, though. Well, at least he promises he didn't. He watched the storm through his kitchen window. He heard the mighty crash of thunder, saw the lightning bolt zap the houses, charging them with mysterious green energy. What Frankie didn't see was how that weird energy was transforming some of the people inside as they slept. Frankie had only just moved to this freaky town. Oh, yeah, I forgot to say, that's its name, Freaky. You've never heard of it? Well, I can't say I'm surprised. People don't really like to talk about Freaky. It gives folks the heebie-jeebies, the spooky-wookies, the shivery quivers, the shuddery wudderies. Okay, I might have made that last one up. But the long and the short of it is that people feel a bit uneasy if they think you come from Freaky. Why? Well, because weird things are known to happen in Freaky. If you're wondering where this totally real, not made up at all place is, then I can tell you. It's just outside of London. You can even get there on the tube if you want. It's 2 stops past Strange, and if you get to Bonkers, you've gone too far. Freaky hasn't always been the way it is today. It used to be so unfreaky, you might have even gone as far as to call it normal. The thing is, a book about a normal town would be as boring as watching paint dry. Brown paint. Brown paint on a wall that was already brown, just a bit faded and needed retouching. A faded brown wall in the toilet of an accountant's office. No one would ever want to read a book about that. Wait, what was this book about again? Oh yeah, Freaky. Well, I'm afraid to say that if it hadn't been for Frankie moving there, the situation might not have ended up quite so freaky. I'm not saying it was all his fault, but if Frankie hadn't asked his dad to order that delicious cheesy pizza for dinner on the night of the strange storm, things would have turned out very differently. The stupidest thing of all is that he would have got away with it if he hadn't written the whole thing down. Here's a bit of free advice. If something ever goes wrong and you're to blame, don't write it down. You'll thank me for that one day. Now remember I said that Frankie was new to Freaky? Well, when Frankie moved to Freaky, He didn't really mind leaving his old town behind. As far as he was concerned, a town was a town, a school was a school, a park was a park. He'd have all those things in Freaky, but the one thing he wasn't going to have was his best friend, Danica. Yeah, that's right. Frankie's best friend is a girl. I know what you're thinking, and the answer is no. She wasn't his girlfriend. That's what everyone used to think, but they were just best mates. Honest. Don't look at me like that. Friends. Best friends. Nothing more. Got it? Okay. Frankie and Danny did everything together. They loved climbing the highest trees, practicing mega wheelies on their bikes, although Danny's were always better, even though Frankie would never admit that. They were fascinated by absolutely anything to do with space and loved staying up to watch satellites orbiting the Earth. They looked like moving stars. They liked the same zombie movies, the same comic books, the same Nutter Crunch ice cream, the same triple fudge donuts. They both loved Frankie's mum's spaghetti and meatballs, and Danny's dad's super spicy chicken and takeaway pizza with extra cheese. And they loved the Zach Danger Super Spy books. They were having a competition to see who could read the whole series first, and were both official members of the Zach Danger fan club, the Danger Gang, for kids who wanted to be super spies themselves one day. And they always had each other's back. Like the time Frankie got flu and had to stay home from school, Danny pretended she was sick too and sneaked in through his bedroom window using the ladder from Frankie's garden shed, and they watched zombie movies all day, including Attack of the Killer Kittens Part 2, the really scary one that their parents didn't want them to watch. That backfired when Danny caught the flu for real. Her mum said she'd been sick for too long, so must be faking it now, and made her go to school. Plus, Frankie had nightmares for 3 weeks about the killer kittens. Frankie and Danny were like chips and ketchup. Chips are all right on their own, and ketchup goes with pretty much anything, but nothing beats them together. So Frankie knew that moving to a new town without Danny was going to be tough. That's why he decided to write letters to her. No, they were not love letters. After the stinky storm, when things started getting really weird and freaky, he had to tell his best friend about it. That's why everything that happened was written down. And it's time for you to read Frankie's letters from Freaky now, to discover the truth about that storm and all that followed. So get ready to uncover the secrets of the place, of the people, of the Danger Gang. Thank you so much for watching me read the start of my new book, The Danger Gang, illustrated by Shane Devries. It's out on the 1st of October, and I hope you enjoy it.